Hi, I'm Susan from BakeWithMom.com. Today we're going to make a gluten-free yellow layer cake. We're going to start by preparing our pans. They've been sprayed with non-stick spray and lined with parchment paper. You can just put your pan down on the paper and draw a line around it and cut it out. Be sure to put the pen or pencil side down so that it doesn't get on your cake. Next, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to combine my dry ingredients. I have 2 cups of all-purpose gluten-free flour that you can find on my website. Then I have 1.25 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put those all together. Just going to whisk them a little bit so that we get them blended just a little with the xanthan and the baking powder throughout the flour. Next, I have 2 cups of salted butter that has been softened, and I'm going to start it beating, and to it I'm going to add 1.25 cups of granulated sugar. Next, I'm going to add 4 large eggs. Add them one at a time and let them mix in before you add the next one. And I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla paste I'm going to add. You can use vanilla extract if you'd rather. I like the paste because it has more vanilla flavor to it. We're going to let this beat for about 2 minutes. We're going to put it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. To test your cake, you do it in the thickest part and it should come out clean. We're going to start with a double boiler. Now I show you how to make a double boiler if you don't have one at home, but you're going to put your chocolate in a double boiler. We have 7 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. I have 1 cup of salted butter that has been softened. We're going to whip this until it's light and fluffy. We'll turn it down to medium and we're going to gradually add 3 cups of sifted, be sure you sift it, powdered sugar, 1/3 cup of cocoa, and also I have 7 ounces of melted semi-sweet chocolate. So we're going to alternate the powdered sugar with the chocolates. Okay, I want you to look at the consistency of this. It's rather thick right now. So we're going to add 1/2 and 1/2. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons, and then if we need a little more, we can add it a tablespoon at a time. That looks really nice. It's nice. It's got a little sheen to it now and it's not dull like it was before.
Any tips you want to add, or?
I can't think of anything. Use a metal spatula when you're doing this. It makes it much easier than something that's very flexible.
What happens if you don't have one? Could you use a spoon or a
You could use a knife, a butter knife, a regular kitchen knife that you set your table with. You just want something stiff.
What happens if you have like a rubber spatula?
A rubber spatula will work, but sometimes it makes it more difficult to spread it. If it's a stiff one, that would be all right. You want something stiff and not too flexible because it just makes it difficult to spread. Then we're going to put our next layer on. And I always start with the sides. I just put a glob on the edge and put it over the edge and spread it. Some people like to get fancy. I'll show you a special tool that you can use to get real fancy on the edges once it firms up a little bit. Here's a special tool you can use to make fancy trims on your cakes. But when you do that, make sure you pick a nice thick layer so that you don't go all the way to the cake with your tool. We'll just that's what it does.